Ever wondered why ancient temples have such perfect acoustics? I mean, how did they stack up those giant stones without machines and still make the sound echo so perfectly? It's kind of magical, isn't it? And have you noticed that in so many places around the world, from Egypt to India to Peru, these ancient sites literally vibrate when certain sounds are played? It's not a coincidence. And no, they were not just building for decoration. Almost every ancient civilization believed something powerful. That sound was the very first element of creation. And maybe they were not wrong. What if I told you that there is ancient sound technology that could do things we cannot even imagine today, like break stones, heal the body, or open portals of awareness? This is not just history, it's something deeper, something that modern science quietly avoids and ancient wisdom tried to preserve until it got buried, forgotten, or silenced. So let's go there. Before light, there was sound. That's not just a poetic idea, it's something every spiritual tradition has echoed. In India, the universe began with the sound Om. In Egypt, Thoth spoke the word into existence. Even in the Bible, it starts with "In the beginning was the Word." But here is the thing, they were not being symbolic, they actually meant it. Sound was not just spiritual, it was scientific. And now modern physics is finally catching up. String theory tells us that everything, matter, particles, even atoms, are just tiny vibrating strings. So think about it. If everything is vibration and vibration is sound, then everything is made of sound. You, me, the stars, this planet, everything is singing. Now let's look at the ancient sites again. In Machu Picchu, when you tap on certain stones, they ring like tuning forks. Inside the Great Pyramid of Giza, there is a chamber that naturally resonates at 432 Hz, a frequency known for healing and harmony. And in India, when you chant mantras inside certain temples, your whole body literally starts to buzz. People don't just feel it, they experience it. Was that just a spiritual effect? Or did they build these structures to amplify sound on purpose? Some believe that sound, yes, focused sound, was used to move massive stones. And this is not fantasy. There is actual footage from the 20th century where Tibetan monks use drums and horns to lift stones into the air. It's rare, but it exists. So maybe, just maybe, the ancient pyramids were not built with brute force but with resonance. Now let's talk about Sanskrit. You have probably heard it's the language of the gods, right? But what most people don't realize is Sanskrit language is not just a language, it's a technology. Each sound is designed to hit a specific point in your body. When you say Shiva, you are not just saying a name, you are triggering a vibration in your nervous system. In a powerful ancient text called the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, there are 112 meditation techniques, and many of them use sound. One of the simplest ones? Just repeat Om inside your mind and let the vibration spread through your body. It sounds so basic, but it is not. Om is not just a chant, it's a key. It aligns your inner self with the universe. Today, science shows that chanting Om calms your nervous system, lowers stress, and even balances the brain. So now imagine doing that in a granite temple built to boost those vibrations. You were not just praying, you were programming your consciousness. The body itself is like a musical instrument. Your bones, your blood, even your brain, they all respond to vibration. Friends, today doctors use ultrasound to heal fractures, binaural beats to ease anxiety, and even sound therapy for serious diseases. But guess what? Ancient cultures were way ahead. The Aboriginal didgeridoo was used to heal illness. Tibetan singing bowls were tuned to specific chakras. In Egypt, the sistrum, a sacred rattle, was believed to stimulate fertility and regeneration. These were not superstitions, they were tools carefully designed. And then there is something called cymatics, which literally lets you see sound. When sound is played through sand or water, it forms shapes, but not random shapes, perfect geometry. And here is the twist. These shapes look exactly like ancient symbols. They match Egyptian carvings, Indian yantras, even crop circles and snowflakes. That's not art, that's information. It's like the ancients were trying to say, this is the shape of sound. This is how the universe speaks. And some of those Semitic patterns, they look eerily like DNA, which makes you wonder, could sound be the blueprint for life itself? And it gets even more cosmic. NASA has recorded the actual sounds of planets. Saturn hums, Earth has a deep heartbeat, the sun sings in low, slow tones. And guess what the ancient sages were doing? They were chanting mantras for each planet, like Om Shukraya Namah, to tune themselves into those planetary frequencies. It was not worship, it was alignment. You were not separate from the cosmos, you are the cosmos, vibrating in human form. So, why don't we know this? Why is not this taught in schools? Because when you know how to heal yourself, you don't need pills. When you know how to move energy, you don't need machines. When you realize your voice is powerful, no one can control you. That's why this knowledge was buried. Let me tell you that temples were not just religious places, they were sound labs, consciousness accelerators, portals. But over time, they were shut down, renamed, forgotten, until now. So, what can you do with all this? Start simple. Chant Om for 5 minutes a day. Feel it in your chest, your skull, let it move through you. Put on a 432 Hz track while meditating, or even while working. Hum softly when you are anxious. It actually stimulates your nervous system and calms your heart. Go and sit in an ancient temple or a quiet stone circle. Just sit, listen, and feel. Record yourself chanting a mantra and play it back daily. That's your unique vibration, your personal energy code. You don't have to be enlightened, you don't need a guru. You are already the perfect sound instrument. You have just forgotten how to play. Friends, the ancients didn't just treat sound like music, they saw it as a blueprint for life. Om was not just a word, it was a tool. Mantras were not beliefs, they were keys. And temples were not buildings, they were resonance chambers. And you are the tuning fork of the cosmos, the missing frequency, the note the universe is waiting to remember. So don't underestimate your voice. It can heal your body, shift your mind, maybe even open portals to something beyond time. The real question is, will you dare to speak the sound of your soul? Friends, if this stirred something inside you, like, share, and subscribe, because this is just the beginning. Thank you for watching.